The new patch, the new update is out, and I figured it'd be a good time to kind of go over a few extra of the things that patch and update actually brought to Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlords. Now, I've previously done a video where I broke down a few of those patch notes, but there are a few things that I kind of missed out, a few things that the devs are trying to highlight as well. So of course, if you are into Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord's content, sit back, relax, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit my rundown of a few things that I feel that are worth highlighting. First up, we have that you can now push siege ladders even if the siege ladder is full of climbers. Previously, you couldn't do this. I think one of the best things about it is that this is an animation that can also be cancelled. So for instance, if your troops are climbing a ladder, the AI is pushing that ladder off, and you are already, for instance, up on that wall, you're able to then stop that action, attack the person that is pushing the ladder, and it cancels that action and of course saves your troop from that HP damage. This is also an action that can be done both by yourself and the AI, so it's going to be utilized throughout the siege battles. Next up, the fact that we now have the ability to essentially live forever. Yes, that's right, we can enable a deathless run, so our character will not die of old age. This is a new ability to console players. Previously, we had no control over this. I think it's nice to give the players a choice. After all, this is a single player, mostly game. It's one that is enjoyed for by many people, and it's one of those games that is a 4X strategy game. It is a massive game. You are spending so many hours inside it. I feel like it doesn't matter what it is, whether it is Mount & Blade, Crusader Kings 3, any kind of 4X strategy game, giving the player more choices over how their game is played is always a good option. Up next, we have the changes to Fog of War. Now, I loved the addition of Fog of War, but it did have some serious flaws within it. With the updates that we got in 1.2.7, it's made it a little bit more realistic, and it makes a lot more sense. So as before, you don't know everyone in the world. However, if you visit a town and pop into the tavern, ask the barkeep about who rules it, that kind of thing, the ruling clan, you're going to be getting all of that information in your encyclopedia. That's really helpful. I really like that. The same with, for instance, any companions that you're looking to hire. If you inquire about them, you're going to get all of their stats and details as well. Another thing I really quite like is that if you receive, or of course ask a lord about potential marriage options, you're going to be having your encyclopedia updated based on that information as well. So of course, if you're going to ask someone to marry you, or if someone is going to offer you their hand in marriage, you then actually understanding who that clan is and who that person is makes a lot of sense. This is just an update and a tweak that just quite frankly should have been brought into place from the very beginning. Next up, we have a few changes to the multiplayer modes as well as adding a few extra taunts and gestures that you can then make to the other people playing. They've actually made it a little bit more easier, a little bit more straightforward, and it works a little bit better too. Now, we actually do have an active and growing Discord. We've got loads of Bannerlords players within it. I'm not exactly sure how many of them do play multiplayer, but if you are looking for a multiplayer game, or if you're looking to connect with more Mount & Blade players, you can find a link to my Discord down in the description. Personally, I think that this new detail is really good. They really didn't need to change too much about the multiplayer side of things, so the fact that they're actually giving it and showing it some TLC, I think is wicked. And I really hope to see the multiplayer side of things develops a little bit more, over the coming years. Sticking with the multiplayer theme for a second, the next part is the fact that they've added a in-game admin panel. Now from here you can pretty much completely control the match itself, including to mute players, unmute them, kick them, or even ban them. There's an awful lot that you're able to do from this admin panel, and again, it's just one of those TLC things where it enables you to have better, higher quality games because you're able to command essentially, the people that actually come into your lobby. With the new updates, the auto battles have now been reworked. The calculation system has been reworked, which I think is a really good thing because I tended to avoid those auto battles even if I knew that I would win, because quite often than not, that auto battle system really hurt the amount of troops that lived or got injured. It was kind of horrendous. The main thing that they have changed here is that the party leaders, the captains, the effects that they have chosen, they will now obviously be distributed throughout the entirety of the troops that they should have been in the first place. This should have been how it worked, but for whatever reason it didn't. It may mean that these auto battles are a little bit more viable now and we're able to actually, use them a little bit more frequently. Personally, I would still tend to micromanage those fights, even those ones you should be winning. But yeah, again, this is a good little rework. Another small tweak is the fact that they've changed the weather effects. Both rain and snow can appear, anywhere on the map now, whether you're in a mission, depending on where you are located on that map. It's just a small little tweak just to help you get a little bit more immersed into the game. One of the biggest changes that came with 1.2.7 was the addition of warehouses, the introduction of warehouses, and how they're essentially going to remaster workshops. Now, before this update, workshops were kind of horrendous. Since the patch, the warehouses, the workshops work very, very well. They're a lot better in a sense that we're actually able to get a decent amount of income from them. So a lot of the original videos that you'll see on YouTube, they all really need to be reworked, and that includes my channel as well. With this addition, I really feel like it's going to change our gameplay, and there's a lot here that we're going to be able to put just into our game in general. Anything to do with these warehouses can be interacted with within your clan menu, as well as actually in the town. There will be a tab there that you'll be able to press. But I think the biggest and the best change here is the fact that kingdoms can now be destroyed. Now, before this update, even if you was to take every single castle, every single fief that a lord has, even if you was to recruit 99% of all of the clans within that kingdom would still be there to annoy you, to raid your villages, and essentially be in this endless war, this endless loop. This is kind of what messed up the campaign game, because you could never really destroy the empire. You could never really destroy the non-empire kingdoms either. It was just this endless loop that once you hit it, you kind of couldn't escape it. That's now changed. Once a kingdom has no thieves, they are destroyed. Now, what that means is the kingdom itself is destroyed, not the clans. The clans can then be recruited to other kingdoms. The clans can then go ahead and join other kingdoms. So it's something to watch out for. It's going to be a really interesting feature within the campaign mode and the main mission, the main story mode as well. And this is possibly the most welcome change that has come with this update. Personally, I'm really excited to see how it actually plays out, to see these kingdoms destroyed. And how that effectively changes the gameplay loop of our game. But guys, that is all I've got for you in this video. If you have enjoyed what you watched, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be making a few extra tips and guides videos, as well, of course, as another Let's Play as well, starting off from ground zero after 1.2.7. But guys, I've been a monk, I've been a Kudos, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy, and of course, as ever guys, happy gaming.